Wednesday, April 2nd.
Yep. I think we have it at 4:30.
That's fine.
Okay.
Steve?
Be getting underway in 10, 9, 8. Good evening and welcome to the Defiance City Council meeting for tonight, March 25th, 2025. This evening we have Pastor Tim Hacker from Bethel here to open us up in prayer. Thank you for being our guest this evening.
Thank you for allowing me to pray. You know, I come to these meetings and I always see the Defiance, a great place to live sign, and I've testified several times how God got me here in spite of the fact that I grew up in hills and I thought that this place could not be a good place to live because there wasn't any hills. But, you know, it's been amazing. We really enjoyed this town and being here. Well, recently, we had a young lady who grew up in Manhattan moved to town, and she's part of our church. And they've been here for a little over a year, and they love it here. She's saying, man, this is a great place to raise kids, you know, because she's a city girl. She doesn't know small towns, and she's loving it here. And then we had another family move into our church, move into the area and start coming to our church. And the wife grew up in Maine, and the husband grew up in Las Vegas. And I don't know how they got together. But Defiance isn't like Maine or Las Vegas, but, you know, they're loving it here. And I've noticed that God can't think of something stupid for you to do. So, you know, he gets you where he needs you to be. And I'm trusting that God can't think of something stupid for you all to do. So I think he's going to help you with your decisions. And that's what I'm going to pray for. And I just want you to know it's just good for us to hear once in a while. I've been here long enough now. I feel like this is my home. They're still a little new here, but they love it here. It's really nice to hear people love it here when they come here. Because sometimes they think, it's just this little sleepy town. But actually, it's a wonderful, wonderful place to live. So, Father, thank you for these decision makers, these people who have to come up with answers sometimes for hard situations. Even small towns have those. And yet, Lord, I've watched it for years now, and this group, this body has done a great job of making Defiance a great place to live. And we just pray your blessings, strength, and encouragement on them as they continue to do so. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. And thank you for being our guest. This meeting is now called to order. Let the record show that all the members of council are present this evening. Would you stand with me for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I've reviewed the index minutes for our last meeting, that of March 11th, 2025. Do we have a motion to correct or amend the index minutes as they're presented? Without such a motion, I'll endorse them. Do we have any liaison meeting requests or reports? And do we have any comments from council this evening? Mr. Mast.
I had a quick question. I've asked this question before, but I wasn't sure if we were on the same page, and somebody brought it up to me again recently. So, Ms. Elders, if you have...
Yes.
I brought some visual aids this time. And this is what people have been asking me about. Is this finished product, what we have on these lines where they tied in the cake in the internet?
Is that Omnifiber?
I don't know whose it is.
Okay.
There's a couple, these are just a couple samplings, and if you, where's the last one, Lisa, that, there's one right there, yeah, that one's got a pretty good chunk of steel cable hanging off of it. And that one's at Ayersville Avenue, right where it begins off of Ottawa. But there's a lot of these junction or connection boxes hanging all over town. Some of them are just wound around the poles, and some are just laying, and I didn't know if this was finished product or if that was...
Normally when those complaints have come in before, we've had one to get a hold of the company. They've gotten, when we have specific ones, normally tidied up. I can look into these ones and just double check if they plan on leaving things laying on the ground. I can't imagine they do.
Yeah, I mean,
That's expensive equipment.
Right, that was on William Street, right across from or the Veterans Park there.
Okay.
And that one's not the worst by any means. There are some that are considerably worse as far as loose wire and hanging.
Okay. Do your pictures have addresses attached to them?
Of course not. I wasn't that forward thinking.
Okay.
But I did, those two were on Williams between, around Lights Grove and up to Jefferson, and then that one is on Ayersville Avenue.
Okay.
Right there, where it starts off of Ottawa. And then there were, the other two were on Jackson, I believe.
Okay.
Right, south of Chief, or west of Chief.
Madam Clerk, would you mind sending me those pictures?
Absolutely.
Just email them to me. Thank you.
Yep.
Take a look into it.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Waxler?
Could, go ahead.
Sure.
Ryan, a couple of them properties we talked about last year, remember like the one on Second Street, the overgrown, we didn't touch it. They said they couldn't do anything because it was all poison ivy or whatever.
Yeah.
I think they probably ought to get on those before everything starts
Absolutely.
growing again, and I just noticed there's none's been touched.
We've been working on a couple different properties already this year. We took some to the nuisance abatement board, zoning and nuisance abatement board. We will definitely be on it.
Cause it ain't gonna be long and it's gonna be all growed and grown out again, so that's all I had.
Oh, thank you. Mr. Rusty?
This is follow up, Mr. Mast. Can somebody initiate a complaint, for some of those wires that are sticking up?
That's what we
Nuisance
normally
complaint.
do. Well, it's like to us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
instead of us going around
Absolutely.
taking just make the initial and then that it can be addressed directly to them with the initial complaint.
absolutely.
Okay.
Mrs. Crutch?
Just with those wires and whatever, right behind our house, our pole has probably even more wires than that. And when we called Omnifiber, they said, well, we leave them there because we might be expanding, but our neighborhood boys have been trying to grab them and play with them. And I tried calling Omnifiber again, but I'm not getting a hold of anyone. So we have a lot more wires than those pictures right there.
So the stuff hanging from the poles, yes, that is
Yes.
normally the response once if there is a bundle of wiring hanging or fiber hanging up, that it is hanging on the pole, which is what they are supposed to be doing with it. The stuff on the ground though is what I can definitely look into that.
Well,
if
it's on the
it's
ground too.
Okay.
I mean, it's on the wires and it's all over. Probably the kids have gotten into it too, so.
Okay. If any of you have addresses or areas that you know where this exists, send it in to me and we will approach Omnifiber as a group of addresses and just try to get the word out that they need to clean up their act a little bit.
Mr. Hancock?
I just want to mention, is it feasible to funnel through like potholes.com?
I would leave potholes.com to the potholes.
Just saying.
If you wanna send stuff into me, feel free to send
Okay.
stuff into me.
Thank you.
Yep.
Any other comments from council? Right. The mayor is not here this evening, but we do have Mr. Mack.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. I wanted to make council aware of some upcoming dates. So Saturday, April 12th, is Clean Up Your Parks Day, 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. Lunch will be provided on a first come, first serve. Get there because we run out of hamburgers and hot dogs, brats, and all the good stuff that we take the time to grill up. But just invite everybody out. Clean Up Your Parks Day every year is a great event. It helps us get a kickstart on the spring and summer, and just helps make our community more beautiful. So everybody get out. Saturday, April 26th, we will have the Spring Cleanup Disposal Day. Now that is the day where we have the large dumpsters in several of the city parks: Bronson, Eastside, Deal, Kingsbury, and Veterans at Laddie's Grove. We have those big dumpsters where you, if you're doing spring cleaning in your home and you live in the city of Defiance, you are welcome to come up and offload any of that stuff. So I wanted to make you aware of those dates, and thank you to Councilman Uresti before council for bringing up and reminding me, just to remind you that we have a Traffic Safety Commission meeting coming up on Wednesday, April 2nd at 4:30. It will be here in council chambers. So thank you again, Councilman Uresti. Those are the updates for events. Jefferson, I don't know how many of you have been down that way. They are working on getting sidewalks out. They're working towards 400 feet a week to get it knocked out for everybody, so we're excited about that. Toledo Edison has been made aware of a downed pole. I don't know, again, if you've driven
They fixed
down.
it.
They did it?
Yes,
Okay,
as
good.
of this evening.
Good. That was down for quite a while. We were on them to try to get that taken care of, so I'm glad to hear so. And then lastly on Jefferson, our engineer Melinda will be here next week because she has some paving ordinances and she will go over any of the timeline update or things like that for Jefferson. Give everybody a full update on that. Lastly, just wanted to make sure people knew street crews were out. They're continuing to fill potholes as they're getting reported or as they're seeing them. But as a reminder, please, as Councilman Hancock pointed out, use pothole@cityofdefiance.com. Help them, zero in on some of these spots so we can get them cleaned up a little bit better. And those are my updates, Mr. President.
Well, thank you. Mr. O'Donnell
I have nothing at this time.
and Ms. Sprague.
I have one check, Maumee Valley Planning, PO 2025-00828. The new revolving loan for Lawn Ranger Yards and More LLC for $35,000. Also, the state auditor started today on the audit for 24. So you'll be receiving your favorite questionnaire, the fraud questionnaire. She'll probably get that out to you tomorrow morning. It'll come from Brenda. It's the same one you've always completed. So please complete it as quickly as possible. Get it back to her. And then she doesn't have to keep bothering you. Or if you need a paper copy, I can print it and bring it next week. So either or, just let me know what you need. But it should be exactly the same as the previous years. That's all I have.
Thank you. We do have 4 items of legislation for consideration this evening. Would you read the caption for the first?
Second reading by caption only, an ordinance repealing chapter 109 of the codified ordinances of Defiance, Ohio.
Mr. O'Donnell.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is the ordinance that council moved for a few weeks ago. And seeing that this is the second reading, just would remind you that it does take 6 members of council for a successful motion to suspend the rules and call the question pursuant to Rule 17.2.
Do we have any questions for Mr. O'Donnell?
Are we letting out lie or are we
That's up to
always
you.
leaving the lie 3 time readings?
For 3 readings.
Mr. Corbett?
Motion to let lie.
We have a motion to let lie.
Second.
Second, Mr. Mask. All those in favor of letting this issue lie until next time, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, we will let this issue lie. It'll come back next time for a 3rd reading. Any member of council, if someone contacts you or has an opinion or wants to message, make sure you come with that so that we can hear about that.
First reading by caption only, an ordinance authorizing a renewal of the electric aggregation certification with the Public Utilities Commission of Ohio.
Mr. O'Donnell.
Mr. President, section 4928.08C requires competitive retail electric service providers. That's what we are because we offer electric aggregation to our residents. To renew our certifications every 2 years. That keeps our Public Utilities Commission of Ohio license active. And that's just what this ordinance does. It authorizes the submission of our renewal application before the June 21st deadline. And the Public Utilities Commission requires an actual ordinance from you to accompany that application.
Thank you. Do we have any questions? Mr. Waxler.
No further questions, we'll suspend the call.
We have a motion to suspend and call.
Second.
Second, Mr. Uresti.
Mr. Rusty?
Yes.
Mr. Math?
Yes.
Mr. Wexler?
Yes.
Mrs. Crutch?
Yes.
Mr. Engel?
Yes.
Mr. Corbett?
Yes.
And Mr. Hancock?
Yes.
Motion to adopt.
Motion to adopt. Mr. Corbett. Second, Mr. Mast.
Mr. Math?
Yes.
Mr. Wexler?
Yes.
Mrs. Crutch?
Yes.
Mr. Engel?
Yes.
Mr. Corbett?
Yes.
Mr. Hancock?
Yes.
And Mr. Rusty?
Yes.
With that, this ordinance is adopted.
First reading by caption only, an ordinance authorizing a contract for the purchase of wheel loader and declaring an emergency.
Mr. Mack.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. City's current wheel loader has reached the end of its useful life with over 27 years of faithful public service, 10,000 hours on the engine itself. The engine for the wheel loader is currently down, has been down for some time now, is in need of repairs with an estimated cost over $80,000. We're proposing to purchase a different wheel loader, the one that we are currently renting. The emergency request is due to the desire to obtain this wheel loader at the State Cooperative Purchasing Program price. Any questions on the use of this piece of equipment or anything of that nature? Our streets and water distribution superintendent DJ Zedike is in attendance. So,
Mr. Hancock.
Yeah, are we able to get by until this one is here? Is it gonna take like 6 weeks for it to get here or?
No, we're currently renting
Okay,
this one,
okay. Thank you.
so we haven't.
Mr. Resty.
No further questions, we'll suspend and call.
A motion to suspend and call, Mr. Resty. Second, Mr. Engel.
Mr. Wexler?
Yes.
Mrs. Crutch?
Yes.
Mr. Engel?
Yes.
Mr. Corbett?
Yes.
Mr. Hancock?
Yes.
Mr. Rusty?
Yes.
And Mr. Mass?
Yes. Motion to adopt.
Motion to adopt, Mr. Mass. Second, Mrs. Crutch.
Mrs. Crutch?
Yes.
Mr. Engel?
Yes.
Mr. Corbett?
Yes.
Mr. Hancock?
Yes.
Mr. Rusty?
Yes.
Mr. Mass?
Yes.
And Mr. Wexler?
Yes.
With that, this ordinance is also adopted.
First reading by caption only, a resolution in support of the state issue 2 renewal of the state capital improvement program on the May 6, 2025 statewide ballot.
Mr. O'Donnell.
Yes, as the clerk indicated, this is for the upcoming state issue 2 for the May 6th special election. The Ohio State Capital Improvement Program allows the state to use its general revenues to support local, including municipal government, for qualified local infrastructure projects. And what it does is it lends the full faith and credit of the state by issuing general obligation bonds for things like roads and bridges, wastewater treatment systems, water supply systems, solid waste disposal facilities, and cities like Defiance and villages and other counties across the state. These are projects like the Derbyshire water line replacements that we just undertook, or the Ottawa-Cleveland Avenue roundabout intersection improvements. The current program that the voters approved in 2014 sunsets on July 1st of this year. So the Ohio General Assembly enacted House Joint Resolution 8 last term in December, and that's what sends the new program onto the ballot as proposed Ohio Constitutional Amendment, Article 8, Section 2T. That would allow the state to issue $2.5 billion in general obligation bonds. And I did ask the city engineer to just calculate the total that we've received since the program's inception in the late 80s. It's over $9 million in grants that we've received and $4 million in loans. Again, it's going to the voters on May 6th. And so we're asking for council's support of that initiative or of that proposed amendment through this resolution.
Do we have any questions for Mr. O'Donnell in these regards?
No further question, we'll suspend and call.
We have a motion to suspend and call Mr. Waxler. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Mast.
Mr. Engel?
Yes.
Mr. Corbett?
Yes.
Mr. Hancock?
Yes.
Mr. Rusty?
Yes.
Mr. Mass?
Yes.
Mr. Wexler?
Yes.
And Mrs. Crutch?
Yes.
Motion to adopt.
Motion to adopt.
Motion to adopt, Mr. Engel. Second, Mr. Corbett.
Mr. Hancock?
Yes.
Mr. Rusty?
Yes.
Mr. Mass?
Yes.
Mr. Wexler?
Yes.
Mrs. Crutch?
Yes.
Mr. Engel?
Yes.
And Mr. Corbett?
Yes.
With that, this resolution is adopted. Are there any citizens' concerns that members of council came with this evening? Mrs. Crutch.
Yeah, I had someone call me about the building downtown. It's 220 Clinton Street. It's an empty building. It has an overhang, but the brick above the overhang is pulling away, and they're concerned about that overhang falling on the sidewalk. It was, it's in between, the bicycle shop and, what is it, the, tees, custom tees or something like that. I think it's I think she said it was 220. But, yeah, the overhang, it's like a flat overhang and it's connected to the brick, but that brick is pulling off of the building. And if that pulls off, that's all.
Thank you for letting us know.
Mr. Rusty?
I had somebody who was asked me about the water that was being retained on the new sidewalks on Ginter Road by the Boy Scout entrance. It's not all of them, but it's probably the large majority of them.
There's one section that we have identified that is very bad, and Melinda is working on that.
Okay, they are looking at it? Okay. That's all.
Any other citizens' concerns that council members came with us? Next Tuesday is April 1st, so we're starting a new month. We'll be meeting again next Tuesday. Do we have a motion to adjourn this evening?
So moved.
So moved, Mr. Hancock, second.
Second.
Mr. Mast. All those in favor of adjourning for this evening and reconvening next Tuesday, April 1st, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?